I feel a little weird. Can I borrow your child? You're like, who are these people? What are they doing? B-I-N-G-O! Bingo! Hi, I'm Sac Marionette. I'm a middle-aged lady in a tiara talking about books and reading and associated topics, and debuting as a recording artist with my rendition of Bingo. I'm not a singer. I'm barely a speaker. I nearly panicked and recorded 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4 instead of bingo. I don't know what I'm doing here. Actually, I do know exactly what I'm doing here. Haha. I am playing a book blanket bingo. Yes, I have a book blanket. And I got this at Aldi a few weeks ago because they were having like their special theme for the Isle of Shame. The middle aisle of non-food items was books. So they had some books for sale. I didn't buy any because it was like books I had either read or didn't want to read, or in one case, a book I want to read, but I already own it, icebreaker. Anyway, so, but you can see it's got these designs, and, oh, spicy with a pink chili pepper, and I don't know, the book was better. That is not always true. Chuck Palahniuk, who wrote Fight Club, agreed with a lot of people when they said that the movie was better, and he was like, yeah, he kind of agreed with that. I think he had a hand in writing the screenplay too, so one more chapter. And books are my happy place. And happy place could be your book if you like Emily Henry. And somewhere in here, here's a switch that says book on, world off. And let's see, crying over fictional characters. I don't really cry over books very much. Anyway, and somewhere in here is main character energy. Well, you can't start a YouTube channel unless you have that. So I have my book blanket, and I have a summer reading bingo sheet from Durham Public Library in Durham, Connecticut, a small and charming town, as opposed to Durham, North Carolina, which I've never been to, but I've heard it is a charming city and has a larger library, I would imagine. Anyway, so I actually picked this up mid-June, like 2 months ago, since I'm recording this in the second week in August, and I haven't looked at it. So what I thought I would do is I will look at it, I will read it to the camera, and then I'll see how many of these prompts I've already fulfilled, and if there are relevant books, I will bring them out and show them, or pop the cover up here if it's a book I read electronically or already returned to the library, and see how many more squares I need to fill to get bingo. And how many of these, some of these might be an absolute no-go, we'll see. So here we go. Unearth a Story 2026 Adult Summer Reading Bingo. It doesn't give the dates on this, but it's probably finished pretty soon. Get bingo and be entered into the bi-weekly drawing for cool prizes. I don't usually like to enter for prizes in libraries outside my town because I don't actually live in Durham. I just use their library a lot because it's convenient. But I feel a little weird about like trying to get prizes from their reading programs because I don't pay property taxes in Durham, and that's what supports the libraries around these parts. Take a selfie at the library and post it to social media. I haven't done that because I didn't know I was supposed to. I can do that though. I have an Instagram. I have an Instagram account as Bargain Counter Arguments, and I don't use it very much these days, but I kind of pivoted to video, as they say. And I used to take pictures of books that I'd pair with scented candles. Like I have a lot of scented candles, and I'd find one that matched the book in some way and burn it while I read the book, and then post a little still life of that. Well, anyway, so, okay, I can do that, no problem. Read a book aloud to a child. Well, that's a bit of a problem. There are no children in my life. So I think I will have to either skip that one or borrow somebody else's child, and that's a strange conversation to have because I don't know anybody with children, at least not in real life. Can I borrow your child? Why? Well, I need to read to fulfill a bingo prompt for a prize drawing that I'm not participating in. I'm calling the police now. Read a book based on the cover. Oh, yeah, I have a perfect one in mind. It's a book I featured in a video just last week. I picked it up on a trip to Montgomery and Taggart, Connecticut's first and so far only romance bookstore, although that's changing at the end of the month when, Dark Vows opens here in Middletown, which will be a bookstore that kind of concentrates on dark romance. I'm looking forward to that. However, I picked up, it was City of Iron and Ivy, which is a debut fantasy novel by, I believe, Thomas Kent Wilson. After I finish reading the card and I go to gather books that I can show off, I'll grab that book and you can see it because it's a really pretty cover. And it sounds pretty interesting too. Read a book taken from a library display. I have read several books that I found displayed on the new shelf, new releases shelf, so I don't know if that counts or not. Ask a librarian a question. I asked Patty how she was doing. She was doing fine. Read a magazine on the library's Libby app. Okay, so that was the first row, and read a magazine is on the second row. Watch the sunrise or sunset, done and done in both cases. Watch a documentary. I watched a documentary recently. I don't think I've watched a documentary all that recently, but I have plenty that I would be interested in watching. One of my favorites is this British film crew did a documentary, I think this is probably over 20 years ago now, about in North Korea, about a couple of young women, I think they were like 12, 13, somewhere in there, who were participating in the mass games. And so they kind of followed their training and their schooling and so on. It's really, really interesting. Yeah, I think it's called, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called A State of Mind. I will put the poster here. I could do with a rewatch of that. Or, I could watch something else. Let's see. Participate in a library program. Well, I'm doing the bingo, but I'm not turning it in for a prize. So, did I participate? I think so. Learn a surprising fact. I got a brain full of them. I'll have to, look something up or just pay attention over the next few days and see if I learn a surprising fact, because I probably will. Explore Ancestry.com through the library's website. Are they trying to persuade Ancestry.com to give them a grant? Read a book set in the past. Well, yeah, I've done that. I'll do it again, though, because the Tea and Biscuits Book Club, the historical romance book club run by Mama Needs to Read Romance and Tara Talks Books. This month it's going to be The Governess Game by Tessa Dare, so I will be reading that. I have my own copy. I'll show it off after I take when I'm ready to show off my stuff. Free space! Listen to an audiobook. I'm not really an audiobook person these days. I used to listen to audiobooks in my job when I worked for an insurance company. It was a boring job, and I used to listen to audiobooks, but since then I really haven't. I listen to audiobooks for the most part. I have listened to a couple. I might listen to one of those Amazon audio exclusives where like popular writers write a novella and it's just on audio. I listened to one of those last September, I think. It was by Kimberly Lemming. It was good, but that was a while ago. Maybe I'll do that. Make a recipe from a cookbook. What, just make them up as you go along? I do. Read a book about science or nature. Can do. I have some. I own some. Listen to a nonfiction audiobook. Again, not really an audiobook person, and when I do listen to audiobooks, I much prefer to listen to fiction, because with nonfiction, I'm always wanting to look at the footnotes, check the sources, look at the bibliography, that kind of thing. It's too much flipping back and forth to be useful during an audiobook. Read a book published this year. I have done that. In fact, I think it's right here. Copyright 2026, A Latte Like Love by Michelle Harris. And I also haven't yet read. This was pretty good. I gave it 4 stars, or maybe it was 3.5. I don't remember. Why are my glasses so crooked? It's my ears. My ears are not level. Anyway, so I have read a book published in 2026, and I probably will read a book. Wait a second. And let's see. This book is also released in 2026, and I haven't read it yet. Anderson in Bloom by Jennifer Duggan. And this is a sapphic romance set in a florist shop. I think one of them is a former child actor, or maybe both of them are. I'm not sure. Explore the library's local history room. They always put this on there, and I always go in there, and the library's local history room is kind of a mess, by their own admission. They're not pretending it's not. They have all of these photographs just hanging out. They've never been labeled. They've never been put in albums or anything. It's kind of fun. Like, who are these people? What are they doing? They seem to be at a picnic. They seem to be having a good time. Borrow a lawn game or a board game. Is there like a solitaire board game? Because Mom Marionette's probably not interested in playing a board game. Visit the library and notice something new. Patty, did you get your haircut? Looks cute. Read something outside of your usual genre. Well, I read several genres. I think the only genre I don't really read a lot of, genre in terms of like thematic genres, that would be Western, and genre in terms of literary forms, I don't read a whole lot of poetry, but I don't read plays. I watch plays, but I don't read them, and maybe I'll read a play. I can do that, no problem. Read a graphic, follow the library on social media. I've already done that, so I can't do that again. I can unsubscribe and resubscribe. That seems kind of silly. Read a graphic novel. I can do that. Borrow a DVD. I can do that. So let's see. Okay, so we have this one. We could fill diagonally, which is the selfie, the sunrise, the free space. I'll have to come up with something for free space. Explore the local history room. I can always go back. It's kind of fun back there, even though it's a little disorganized. And borrow a DVD. And diagonal in this direction, ask a librarian a question. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Participate in a library program. Free space, listen to a nonfiction audiobook. That's a no-go. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out if I filled out any of these. Well, if we can say that following the library on social media, since I've already done it, and I get to, cross that off. Read a book based on the cover. Okay, I'll show you that in a minute. Watch a documentary. I talked about rewatching State of Mind, or I could watch something new. I really want to watch Paris is Burning. Free space. Again, come up with something for free space. Read a book published this year. Done. And if I'm only counting things I do from here on out, will do. And let's see. Read a magazine on the library's Libby app. I can do that. Watch the sunrise or sunset. Watch a documentary. Participate in a library program. Learn a surprising fact. If I watch a documentary, maybe I'll learn a surprising fact. Or if I read a magazine. So I'm going to pause this for a moment and gather up some books. Okay, so I only grabbed a couple of books. The book set in the past, The Governess Game by Tessa Dare. Step back. Woohoo! She's in a nightie and he's almost out of his clothes. So this is what I'll be reading for the book club. So that's the book that's set in the past. And this is the cover by City of Iron and Ivy. It also is set in the past kind of, but it's like a historical romantasy. Well, yeah, I guess it's a romance. It's pretty. And it is Thomas Kent West, not Wilson, my mistake. And it has internal illustrations. There's Elspeth. She's our female main character. Here we have Silas. I'm guessing he's the male main character. Anyway, it's kind of set in 19th century London, but like they have these magic systems that are like hybrid botanicals. Like there's a serial killer who's killing people by turning them into human botanical hybrids, including Elspeth's sister. And Elspeth's sister was the one who was going to marry somebody wealthy and save her family's fortunes, and now it's on Elspeth to do that and also figure out what happened to Persephone. So I am looking forward to reading that. And let's see, it is 560. Well, that's the acknowledgements. 561 pages. Ooh. There's another book by Thomas Kent West coming out. I think there's no publication date yet, or maybe it's coming out in 2027. I don't know if it's a sequel to this. This is currently listed as a standalone. Anyway, so yes. Cover by, wouldn't you say? And extends onto the spine. So that is BINGO. So I think I will probably check back in to talk about the stuff I do in the meantime on this bingo card, probably at the beginning of September, because August is surprisingly crowded. Last year I went for I think half of July and all of August without posting a single video because I was so tired all the time because I don't deal well this summer. But I'm just moving along this year, so that's good. It's like on the individual days when I feel exhausted, I'm like, it's just as bad as it was last year. And then I look at the videos that I posted, and I'm like, well, clearly it's not as bad as it was last year because I'm able to do videos and stuff. So that's good. I like that. And I hope you do as well. If you do, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Or don't. I am not the boss of you. And I hope you have a good day. Or night. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, more.